Over the last 10 years, social media usage has skyrocketed. Instagram has over 1 billion monthly active users, and 500 million of them use the platform every day. The place of selfies and funny animal videos has become a huge part of everyday life, which has led to social media becoming a powerful marketing tool. Social media gives you the chance to showcase the more human side of your business and build relationships with your customers and prospects. One of the fastest ways to build a relationship with your Instagram followers is through live video. Instagram Live gives you the opportunity to immediately connect with people through a live stream. You can use it for product launches, behind-the-scenes views of your business, live Q&As, and so much more. In this video, you will learn the perfect strategy for Instagram Live. I'm going to show you how you can create more engaging content, but also how you can get more views for your videos. I'm Chris, and you're in the right place if you want to learn more about digital marketing. If you're new here, please consider hitting that subscribe button and you'll be the first to know about all of my new videos. So tip number one is to improve your Instagram Live setup. The first thing you want to do is create a practice account. When you first do Instagram Live, there's a few things to get used to. There's a few settings and a few controls. So the last thing you want to do is go live, and that is the first time you see that interface. So create the practice account, get used to the different settings and the different layouts. The next thing you want to do is turn on your Do Not Disturb mode. The last thing you want to do is be doing a live feed and then your mum starts to call you or your family WhatsApp group keeps pinging. So the next thing to bear in mind is that while phones these days have great cameras and good microphones, there's still no replacement for the professional microphones you can get your hands on. And one of the first things that turn people off in a video is actually poor audio quality. So it's definitely worth investing in a good microphone. I personally use the Rode Shotgun microphone, and I'll leave a link to that in the description below if you want to check that out. So lastly, you need to make sure you have a good internet connection. Again, there's nothing worse than poor audio in a live feed, but there's also nothing worse than your video not actually being able to go live, or halfway through your amazing live feed, you lose connection. So beforehand, make sure you've got a good connection. If you're going to be doing a live feed from a remote forest somewhere, you're probably going to lose connection or maybe not even get connection to start with. So maybe rethink again what your live feed is going to be. So tip number two is to have a good content plan. A good content plan is going to prevent any of those awkward pauses occurring where you just stare at that camera and you don't know what you're going to say. A great way to structure any content plan for Instagram Live is to make sure you have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Think how you're going to start your video, think about the middle of it, the real meat of your video, and then think about how you're going to tie it up. Again, you don't want to have that awkward situation where you don't know how to finish your video and you simply log off and just say goodbye to people. Instagram Live has a ton of features. You can go live with a co-host, so you could do a live Q&A, or it also allows you to share photos and videos. So it doesn't have to just be you standing there in front of your camera talking. You can really make it interactive. So make sure you have a think about how you can bring all of these different elements into play to make your video as engaging as possible. And another tip, if you're going to be doing any sort of photos or videos that you share, you need to share these directly from your camera roll on your phone. So make sure you have these assets in order and ready to go so that when you're doing your Instagram Live, there's not going to be any awkward situations where you're searching for the right photo or the right video that you want to share. Once you've got your plan together, the next thing you need to do is go back to your Instagram practice account and practice your live feed. So anyone that you speak to, anyone who does presentations for a living or anyone who does public speaking of any kind, they will practice through their content before they deliver it to their audience for the first time. And the same said for Instagram Live. Don't forget to practice. Practice makes perfect. Once you've done your practice live feed, you can save that video to your camera roll and look back at it at a later date just to sort of evaluate and see if there's any areas where you think you could improve. Just by following these simple steps here for creating a content plan and practicing your content, you're going to make your videos so much more engaging. So tip number three, make sure you go live when your audience is active. When you go live on Instagram, Instagram sends notifications to all of your followers telling them that you're going live. So the goal is that when they hit that notification, you want them to go straight into Instagram and watch your live feed. Now, if you're going live at 3 in the morning while everybody's in bed, or you're going live at 11 o'clock in the morning while everybody's at work, the chances are the majority of your audience are not going to be able to click on that link at the time it appears on their phone and come and tune into your live feed. They've got other things on like work or sleeping. So you can find out when your audience is most active by going to the Insights section on your Facebook page. And then if you scroll across to the Audience section and scroll down to the bottom of the page, you can see here exactly where your audience is most active. You'll see the days and the times. So use this information wisely and make sure you structure your live feeds around the most active times for your audience. So tip number 4, make sure you hype up your audience beforehand. Promoting your Instagram live effectively before you actually go live could be the difference between getting a lot of views and getting hardly any views. Ultimately, you need to give people a reason to want to tune in. You need to give them some sort of hook with a promise of what they're gonna get if they tune into your video. So don't be one of those people that just does that lazy story that happens to tell people that they're going live on Instagram at 3 p.m. While those are a way of just telling people that you're going live, they don't promise anything. They don't get people to think, what am I gonna get out of tuning into this live feed? So make sure you tease people, give people something, but don't give them too much. You wanna give them enough, like I say, that just hooks them in, teases them to the fact that your video is going to be amazing and make them want to tune in. So one of the best ways to promote your Instagram live before you go live is through your stories. So make sure you do a story where, like I say, you tease people, give them that hook, that reason to join. And rather than just saying you're going live at 3 p.m, use the countdown sticker. Give them the time that's remaining until you're going live and encourage them to hit that sticker, because if they click on the sticker, they can actually set a reminder in their phone so that they'll get a notification to tell them that you're about to go live. You can also create an Instagram post to promote that you're going live later. You could tease on the topic that you're going to be discussing, and you can prompt people to ask you questions by leaving a comment in the post. You're driving more engagement, but most importantly, you're getting an insight into the sort of questions that people might be asking you later, and you'll also get a feel for what they really want to get out of that live feed. So you can use all of this information to make sure that your video is as engaging as possible. So tip number 5 is to repurpose your live content. There's nothing worse in content marketing than to have content wastage. The last thing you want to do is put so much effort into this live feed, and if people haven't tuned in, they're never going to see all of the amazing content you produced. So the most important thing you need to do is make sure that after this live feed, you're repurposing that content and getting as much value out of it as possible. So at the end of your Instagram live, you'll be able to save the video to your camera roll. So make sure you do that as the first thing. And you'll also be able to repurpose that as a story and a highlight that's going to stay there for another 24 hours for people to view. So with that video that you save to your camera roll, there's so many things you can do to make sure you're getting as much value out of that content as possible. You could chop it up into 15-second clips for your stories, and you could have content for stories for days or weeks or even months with that. You could also chop it up into 30-second or 1-minute clips for your Instagram posts, and you could even do a slightly longer version for IGTV. So all of a sudden, just from doing one live feed, you've managed to get a load of story content, you've got extra posts, and you've even got some Instagram TV content. So you've really managed to take that content and get so much more value out of it, and you don't have to sit there thinking constantly of additional posts that you need to make, because you've already got the content there. So as you can see, it's actually pretty straightforward to do a really successful Instagram live video. This is just a basic introduction. I wanted to give you guys the tools and the tips for you to go and do this on your own. But as you can see, it's really not that difficult. So if you liked the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also don't forget to tap the like button too. All of that stuff really helps a lot. And I will see you in the next video.